Hello students, in the previous class we have seen the solubility of solids and liquids and solubility of gas and liquids. So today I am going to discuss you about the vapor pressure of liquid solutions. Okay, so in this topic we are going to discuss mainly the vapor pressure of liquid solutions, the vapor pressure of liquid solutions, and also here Raoult's law is the special case of Henry's law, and vapor pressure of a solutions of solids and liquids. So before entering into this topic, let us know what is vapor pressure. Okay, so here vapor pressure, we should know about vaporization and evaporation. So vapors we are saying, volatile liquids, what we are saying, volatile is nothing but here which can easily evaporate. Non-volatile is nothing but which cannot evaporate easily. Okay, so now let us take a vessel. In this vessel water molecules are present. Okay, so the liquid consists of surface, mainly we can say here, say I have taken vessel. This vessel consists of the liquid contains surface also, surface. Okay, so let us see general example only I want to say here. See this one, vapor. So already a screen is there here. Okay, so in this let us assume that this liquid, this whatever written, these are solutions. Then also whatever I am writing, that is the surface you think. Okay, so means what here, the liquid will be having definite shape but no volume, right? So in this already molecules are present, and here we are having what here? Here we are having surface. To this surface also the molecules are present. So here what happens means, in this, if you take water, in that when you boil the hot water, what happens when you boil it hot water? If you take the water, when you are boiling, then what happens? The vapors are coming, right? The vapors are coming and touching this surface, and this surface, what happens? This vapors is going to go outside, means is going to escape in a open vessel, means it is known as vaporization or evaporation. So what we can say here, the liquid change into gas molecules, that one we call it as what here? Vaporization and evaporation. So here this is nothing but evaporation and vaporization. So then what is vapor pressure here? So this one we have spoken only in open vessel. If it is in closed vessel, okay, so if it is in closed vessel, then what happens? So let us take a general example. When you are boiling the hot water, you close the vessel with a plate, then what happens? The inside the molecules, okay, so here what happens? Here the molecules, the liquid molecules, whatever it is, that these are colliding with each other. So this is the surface. No, this surface energy cannot go outside. Okay, so it will combine with these inside molecules only, means it is undergoing only intermolecular attraction. See, once again I am saying here, so if you take in a closed vessel, see here this is a vessel. So in this liquid is present, let us take assume water, and here surface is there. No, in this surface what happens here? So this water molecules, when you boil it, okay, means what happens? This is a closed container. So when you are boiling the hot water, what happens? The vapors are coming and hitting the plate only, it is not going outside. So means what, this liquid whatever is there, the solvent, it is interacting with each other, means it is colliding with each other. At the same time, the surface of the molecules whatever it is present, the surface of the molecules also cannot escape outside. Why? Because there is no chance to escape, so it will collide with the liquid solutions only. So by this what we can say here, there will be a equilibrium is going to happen. So whenever it is coming down to the liquid solutions, there is some pressure. That pressure we call it as what here, vapor pressure. So means what we can say here, vapor pressure is nothing but the pressure exerted by the surface of the liquid at equilibrium. We call it as vapor pressure. I think you have understood. Once again I am saying, general example I want to say here, when you boil the water which is contained with a closed vessel, on the plate, if you observe that one, the water bubbles will be present on the plate, right? So means what happening, the liquid, the water is touching the surface of the plate. Again what happens, again it will, the vapors whatever it is forming on the plate, again it will come and form as a liquid. So means what, the within a second it is going to happen. So whenever within a second it is going to happen, so that one we call it as rate we call. So means what, rate of evaporation is equals to the rate of condensation, means the liquid is changing into vapor and the vapor is changing into liquid, the gas is changing into liquid, we call it as condensation, the liquid is changing into vapor, we call it as vaporization. So here this is going to happen in the equilibrium position. So whenever it is coming down at the surface, it is coming down, so that one we call it as what here, vapor pressure. So vapor pressure will happen only under the equilibrium process. So by this what we can say here, the pressure exerted, whatever it is there, the pressure is coming, no? So this pressure, the pressure exerted by the liquid, surface of the liquid, okay, that one we call it as what here, vapor pressure of the liquid solutions. So we are going to take in vapor pressure of liquid solutions only binary compounds, that is liquid solutions and solid in liquid solutions. So now let us discuss about vapor pressure of liquid solutions. So we have discussed how we are going in liquid solutions, means what, the solute will be liquid and solvent will be also liquid, or anyway the solvent will be compulsory liquid, okay. In the solution one will be the liquid, that is a solvent. So solvent is nothing but what, more component, okay. And coming to here, solute you can take maybe a gas or a liquid or a solid, okay. So now we can discuss solutions of liquids and solids in a liquid, okay. So this is the liquid solvent, this is the solute solvent, and this is solid, liquid, gas molecules. So here, if suppose if the solutions contain more than one or more volatile compounds, that one volatile is nothing but what, evaporation, okay. So the solvent compulsory, the solution will contain any one compound will be a liquid volatile compound which can evaporate easily. Generally the liquid solvent is volatile here. Why? Because it can evaporate easily, and the solute may or may not be volatile. When you add solute, it can evaporate or it may not evaporate, okay. And coming to here, we are going to discuss about what, only binary solutions, that is solutions containing two components, that is what here, liquid in liquid and solid in liquid. So these are the two components we are taking, whether this is in gas and liquid, this is liquid in liquid, this is solid in liquid. So means what, if you take liquid, so this is a liquid, and in this liquid we are adding solute as a liquid. For you, if you take petrol is a liquid, water is a liquid, so that is a binary component, no. And salt is a solid and liquid is a water, so that is a binary compound. And also gas, if you have been taken, gas and water is a liquid, that is also a binary solutions. Okay, so now let us consider binary solution of two volatile liquids. So we are taking two also the component, two also we are taking what here, volatile liquids. Volatile liquids is nothing but what here, which can evaporate easily. Okay, so these are the two volatile liquids we are going to take. So now okay, so when taken in a closed vessel, both the components should evaporate at equilibrium and it should obtain equilibrium, which will give vapor phase and the liquid phase. I have explained when going to this topic. So what we have discussed, so we are taking a closed vessel. In open vessel what happens, the gas molecules, the vapors is going to evaporate. So the vapor pressure of liquid solutions is not going to accept the surface area. It is not going to depend upon the surface area of the liquid. Why? Because when you open the vessel, the vapors are escaping and means it is escaping to the atmosphere. Then what happens, the vapor pressure is going to decrease, the solution is going to decrease. So general example I am saying here, in summer season when you observe, the ponds and lakes will get dry. Okay, so the rivers, the ponds, the lakes will get dry. Why? Because due to the presence of the escaping of vapor molecules of atmosphere, means presence. If the suppose the sun is very high, then what happens, because of that reason what happens, the vapor pressure is decreasing there, the pressure is decreasing, the temperature is increasing. So whenever the temperature is increasing, automatically what happens, it is a closed vessel, the gas molecules whatever it is presenting, it is evaporating. Because of that reason only the ponds, the lakes, the rivers is going to become dry. That only if you take in a closed vessel. So when you take a container, a closed vessel, so here we are having surface of the molecules and also water molecules. So then what happens, when you heat this compound, when you increase the temperature, these liquid molecules will touch the surface and it will form the molecules and a gas vapors, means the liquid is changing into gas molecules as a vapors. At the same time the vapors are presenting in the liquid. So means what, here it is forming as a equilibrium, no? So that indicates equilibrium mixture. Okay, so then what happens here, the total pressure should be equals to the so then we have to count the total pressure here. Okay, so then what we can say here, let the total vapor pressure at this stage be P total is equals to P1 plus P2 be the partial vapor pressure of the two components. We are taking two components now, two different components which is consisting of liquid solutions. Okay, one is vapor pressure of P, water we are taking here. Okay, then what happens here, coming to here, the pressure will be P is equals to P1 plus P2, which obeys Dalton's law. Okay, so this partial pressure are related to mole fractions. This partial pressures, what we can say, these are related to here mole fractions. So the mole fraction is nothing but what here, the mole fraction is nothing but here ratio of the one component to the total number of components, we call it as mole fraction. Means the partial pressure whatever we are taking, that is P1 is equals to here, P1 is equals to x1, P2 is equals to x2. So that is the relation for each component we are going to consider. So before going to this, a scientist, Francis scientist, means the French chemist Francisco Martin Raoult, he is the scientist, gave the relationship between them, means that is known as Raoult's law. So before knowing the Raoult's law, we should know the lowering of vapor pressure. So what is lowering of vapor pressure? The lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but P0 minus Ps. So means what? Lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but, I have told you that two components we are taking. One is in the water, another one is vapor. See here, you observe this diagram. So what happening here when you observe? So when you are heating this compound, so generally this is a closed container. So in this closed container it is a solution, and when you heat it the bubbles are going upward. Okay, P0 indicates is nothing but vapor pressure of pure solvent. The water is a pure solvent, and PS is nothing but what here? PS is nothing but solution, vapor pressure of the solution, solute. Okay, so now what happens means here, generally what I have told you here, it consists of surface of the molecules. Okay, when you heat this, what happens? For example, when you are heating, the molecules are escaping, means it is evaporating. 20% of the surface of the molecules is evaporating, means 20% means out of this, for example, one molecule is escaping from this. Okay, here you have not added any solute. Why? Because it is only completely solvent and solution. When you add non-volatile solute, so which cannot be evaporate. Okay, so what I am saying here, you are adding non-volatile solute to the container. So general example you take here, in the boiling water, if you add any molecules, okay, anything if you have been added, then what happens means here, so in this, before adding non-volatile solute, it is easily evaporating, means the two molecules, the two molecules are evaporating easily. 20% we are evaporating, we are saying. So when you add non-volatile solute, what happens? This non-volatile solute will mix in solution, and also it will mix with surface of the molecules also. So whenever it is mixing with surface of the molecules, then what happens? The solute, non-volatile solute, whenever it is combining, it is decreasing the vapor pressure. So here two molecules is evaporating. So when you add non-volatile solute, what happens? It will evaporate only one molecule. See difference, two molecule is more or one molecule is more? Two molecules is more. So that's why vapor pressure is decreasing. So by this what we can say here, the vapor pressure, what he state means, the partial pressure of the each component in the solution, that is P1 plus P2, each component in the solution is directly proportional to what here? Mole fraction. That one means in each component means you are taking A1 and A and B are two components you are taking. So these two components is always directly proportional to what here? Mole fraction of the solution. He says that is. And one more definition also we are having, what I have discussed with you now. When a relate to lowering of vapor pressure, Raoult's law is nothing but the ratio between the lowering of vapor pressure and a pure solvent, we call it as Raoult's law. We can define like that also. So now what we have said, for the component 1, partial pressure, P1 is directly proportional to X1. Means what? P1 is equals to P1 not directly proportional to X1. Why we say P1 naught is the vapor pressure of pure component. Okay, where 1 at the same temperature. In the same way P2 is equals to pure component 2. Then B will be what here? Pure solvent. Okay, solute and solvent. P be the partial, this one partial pressures. Okay, so partial pressure is nothing but, for example, you are taking two components, no, that is A and B are you are taking. So this is a pure component, this is also pure component. When you mix both of these, then what happens? It will consist of A and B. It is containing both molecules now. Here only what is there? Here only A component is there. Here only B component is there. So that's why these are pure components, which is indicated by P0 A, which is indicated by P0 B. Then here what happening here? What we are saying here? In the another vessel what happening? We are mixing both A and B. So when you are mixing both A and B, what happens? Some molecules will give A, some molecules will give B. So it is not completely giving A and it is not completely giving B. So by this what we can say, these two are partial pressures. So that is the meaning we are going to discuss here. Okay. So then according to Dalton's law, what we can say? According to Dalton's law, the total pressure over the solution phase in the container will be sum of the partial pressure of the components of the solution. We are going to say that is nothing but what here? P total is equals to P1 plus P2. So as we know, P total is equals to P1 plus P2. In this what we have seen, P1 is equals to P1 naught plus X1, P2 naught plus X2. So that is only in the place of partial pressures we are writing X1 P1 naught plus X2 P2 naught. So as we know, according to mole fraction definition, that is X1 plus X2 is equals to 1 we are saying. Okay, to know this value, then what we can write? X1 is equals to 1 minus X2. I have told you in mole fraction definition, mole fraction is nothing but what? The ratio of the each component to the total number of the components, we call it as mole fraction. In that what we have spoken, X1 plus X2 is equals to 1. So where X2, to know the X1 value, X1 is equals to 1 minus X2 you have to write. To know the X2 value, what you have to write? 1 minus X1 we have to write. Whatever you want you can take it. So then in the place of X1 what we can write? 1 minus X2 into P1 naught plus X2 into P2 naught. So then if you take the common of P1 naught, then what you are going to get? If you take the common of X2, then you are going to get the value P total is equals to P1 naught plus P2 naught minus P1 naught into X2, where P naught is a vapor pressure, the pure solvent, and X2 is also pure solvent. P is the partial pressure. Then coming to here, then what is the value we got? This is the value we have got. Now here what we are saying, total vapor pressure over the solution is relating to what? Mole fraction of any one component. So means what? This total vapor pressure is relating to what? Mole fraction of the component. Okay. So by this what we can say, vapor pressure of the solutions is having relation between with component 2 also. Means what here? Not only one component, any one component we are same. Out of this any one component, anything component 2, means the total vapor pressure solution, what happens? It is forming linearly with the component 2. Okay. By this, depending upon the vapor pressure of the pure components 1 and 2, means by depending upon the pure components 1 and 2, the total pressure over this solution, it may decrease or it may increase with the mole fraction of component 1. Okay. So whether it can increase or it can decrease. So here if you have been seen the graph, here where mole fraction and vapor pressure we are drawing with a mole fraction x1 and x2 for a substance, which will give a linear diagram. So these lines 1 and 2 passed the points when x1 is equals to 1, x2 is equals to 1. Okay. So if x2 is equals to 0, it will not, x1 is equals to 0, it is not going to pass. When x1 is equals to 1 only, it is going to pass the lines. So then vapor pressure of liquid solution means what here? If you have been take third line, so the P total will be what here? X2. X2 is also linear, and here the minimum value, the less value of P total will be P01 and the maximum value will be P20. So by this what we can say, we are assuming here the component 1 is very less volatile than component 2. Why? Because here P1, if you have been seen, it is decreasing. If you have been observed P2, it is increasing. Means what? The total pressure is going to increase with the P2 component only. It is not going to increase in the P1 component. Why? Because here the volatility nature is decreasing. When you are adding non-volatile solute, it is going to decrease the molecules of the surface. Because of that reason, the P1 is what here? Minimum value. Less value it is having more value. So then by this what we can say? The composition of equilibrium with solution due to the partial pressure of the components. So this is nothing but what here? This is nothing but partial pressure of liquid solutions. So by this what we can say here? By this, if y1 and y2 are the mole fractions of the component, in place of x1 if you take y1 and y2, then by using Dalton's law, then what you are getting here? P1 is equals to y1 P total, P2 is equals to y2 P total. Okay, so according to Raoult's law, what we can say? It is a special case of Henry's law also. Henry's law also obeys the what here? Henry's law also says about the pressure only. So if you have been observed here, see here, this is a pure solution plus solvent. This is a pure solution only. So Raoult's, this says about Raoult's law. So coming to here, what happens? Here when your pressure increases, then what happens? The gas molecule increases. If you decrease the pressure, the gas molecule escapes. So this is a special case of Henry's law, we can say. Why? Because if the solution of a gas in a liquid, one of the component is volatile, which exists as a gas. So we have already seen insolubility, which is given by Henry's law, that is what here? P is equals to KHX. So observe here, this is the pressure. So you are not increasing here, you are decreasing the pressure, the molecules are colliding with each other. When you decreasing the pressure, what happens? Automatically gas molecules evaporate. That only, if you increase the pressure, what happens? The gas molecules are increasing. Okay, this is about solubility of Henry's law. So according to Henry's law, what we are getting? Cg is equals to K into Pg, where K is Henry's constant. This is the concentration of the solution. This is the partial pressure of this gas. That is the special case of the Henry's law. So now what happens? If we compare the equation for Raoult's law and Henry's law, so what we are going to get? The partial pressure of the volatile component or gas is always directly proportional to what here? Mole fraction in solution. Okay, so only the proportionality constant differs from P1 naught. See the graph here. Here the Raoult's law becomes a special case for Henry's law, because here KH becomes equals to P1 naught. Why? Because the KH value is similar to P1 naught. But coming to here, there is a difference between the P1 naught, which is a difference. That is nothing but liquid solutions. Now let us see here. Let us see vapor pressure of solutions of solids in liquids. So this is one more important, that is solids dissolved in liquid. Okay, solids dissolved in liquid. For example, if you have been seen sodium chloride, glucose, urea, so these are going to dissolve. So this is a sodium chloride, glucose, sulfur, iodine. So these all are solids when you're dissolving in liquid. So here some physical properties of these solutions are different from those of the pure solvents. Okay, for example, what we can say here? Vapor pressure. So now let us see when salt you are adding. So when your salt is adding, so this is a Na plus molecules. Okay, when you are adding salt in water, so Na plus Cl minus molecules. So when you add salt in water, what happens here? The water molecules, these are the Na plus and Cl minus ions. Okay, so this water molecules is there, no, H2O. This is H2O. Okay, H2O molecules is taking the Cl minus ions, means they are interacting with the water molecules. By this what we can say? By this, in general, liquids at a given temperature vaporize, and under equilibrium condition the pressure exerted by the vapors, that's what we said, that it is a vapor pressure. So in a pure liquid, what happens? The entire surface is, so this is the surface, okay, is occupied by what here? What molecules of the liquid, okay. If a non-volatile solute is added to solvent, I have spoken you. So non-volatile solute, if you have been added to a solvent that to give a solution, then what happens? The vapor pressure of the solution is from solvent, means what happening here? The vapor pressure, it is coming to solvent and the vapor molecules are decreasing. So by this, what we can say here? The vapor pressure of a solution at a given temperature is lower than the vapor pressure of the pure solvent at the temperature. So by this, what we can say? So instead of removing 2-3 molecules, here see, in a pure solvent more molecules are evaporating. Coming to here, see, when non-volatile solute is added, automatically there is a decrease of the evaporation. Then what happens? When evaporation decreases, automatically vapor pressure is going to decrease. So that is nothing but when you add non-volatile solute. In the solution, what happens? The surface has both solute and solvent molecules. Then what we can say? The fraction of the surface covered by solvent molecules is going to reduce here. So then the decrease in, see here, the number of solvent molecules escaping from the surface is reduced. Then vapor pressure is also reduced, no? So then what happens? The decrease in vapor pressure of solvent depends on the non-volatile solute present in the solution. So why it is going to decrease? Why? Because it is not evaporating. It cannot easily evaporate the molecules. So that is nothing but the reason. So for example, if you take here, if you decrease the vapor pressure of water by adding 1 mole of sucrose. So this is the non-volatile solute you are going to add in 1 kg, means 1000 ml of water. Then what happens? By adding that, by adding urea to water at the same temperature. So what will be happening? For example, if you take petrol and water. So if you take water, it will be having less vapor pressure compared to petrol. If you boil petrol, what happens? It can easily evaporate more faster than water. So that is the reason we have been discussed. And here, by this, what we know, in liquid solutions, what we have told, vapor pressure of a liquid of each component is directly proportional to mole fraction. And coming to here, what we are saying here, for any solution, the vapor pressure of each volatile component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. So means what here? Any solution you take, then the partial pressure of each volatile component, okay, if you take any solution, the partial pressure, the pressure is exerted is here, is directly proportional to what here? Mole fraction of the solvent. So we have considered binary solution, that is solvent 1, solvent 2. When the solute is non-volatile, what happens? Only the solvent molecules are present in the vapor phase, which will give vapor pressure. Then by this, what we can say? Then P1 is directly proportional to X1 is equals to, according to Raoult's law, by this, what we can say? P1 naught is the vapor pressure of the pure solute. P1 is the vapor pressure of the solvent. X1 is the mole fraction. According to Raoult's law, what we can say? P1 is directly proportional to X1. And P1 is equals to X1 into P1 naught. So the proportionality constant always equals to what here? Vapor pressure of the pure solvent P1 naught. Then vapor pressure and mole fraction of the solvent, what we can say? Here it is linear. So this is nothing but vapor pressure of solid in liquids and vapor pressure of the liquid in liquid solutions. In the next class, we can see the colligative properties. Thank you.